Moving ahead now, and joining me is Josephine Lancuba, an award-winning performing arts business coach, speaker and seasoned entrepreneur in the arts industry. She's here to discuss her unique approach to empowering studio owners for success. Josephine, what inspired your shift from corporate and into this career?
I have loved being in the arts since I was very young, and to be honest, when I started my business, I'd been working as a talent manager in promotional companies and agencies. I'd also worked as an artist for a couple of decades myself.
Nice.
And as a teacher. So I'd been facilitating workshops in schools and whatnot. When I opened up my first business, I had a baby on my hip, as many women do. And it was a beautiful thing, but it really was that moment where I was like, I need to make this work if I want that flexibility, but also that lifestyle that I know that entrepreneurship and business can bring. So I opened up my first studio. We now have 4 locations. I now have my own talent management service, and I'm a performing arts business coach as well.
It is incredible. That's an incredible range of skills that you're demonstrating there. How do your experiences in running a performing arts studio and I guess that talent management inform your teaching of studio owners as well? It's an interesting intersection.
Well, I wanted to share what I knew in relation to growing a successful studio business and how you can incorporate talent management and creating a talent agency in-house within a studio model. And it was during COVID, actually, during lockdowns, where my studio was essentially closed. You know, we couldn't operate. I had to be creative. And that's when I realized the agency work was still coming through. That's when I developed my coaching programs for other studio owners so that I could, give them an opportunity to step outside what they knew and start actually leveraging from the talent that they nurture and develop and create these successful, growing, profitable businesses. See, in the arts, what we tend to see is a lot of studio owners, a lot of artists, they don't realize that the arts can actually be a lucrative business.
Yeah,
So
the myth of the starving artist, so to speak, that exists for so long. But what makes your programs like Studio Biz Success, for instance, stand out, and how do they benefit studio owners as well? Take us through a bit more.
So Studio Biz Success is my signature group coaching program. It's for studio owners who want to really grow the studio biz that they desire and deserve. We move through different topics each month. I provide masterclasses for them in areas of marketing, in areas of, customer loyalty, retention, student attraction, and more. And I think that it's definitely a new, unique program, because a lot of what I teach is, again, the business of arts, not just about, how to best get your students to point their toes, but rather how you can turn this into a profitable business. And again, I also have that talent management edge, which means that I know how to help studio owners provide opportunities for their students professionally in film, television, theatre and commercial, which a lot of industry coaches don't actually have that experience. So that's probably my most unique touch to the program.
And it's those skills that I wish were taught, in Year 12 theatre studies, for instance, not just how to point your toes, do your spins and speak your lines, but actually to have that business integrated in there, which it sounds like you've managed to do.
Yes.
How do you promote inclusivity and equality education in your teaching? And can you give us any examples?
So being inclusive is definitely a very big part of what I'm about. Inclusivity is not just in the studio, as in, the people you bring into your studio as a business owner, but it's also in the programming for studio businesses, including regional studios. I think sometimes we forget that regional business counts, and some of these, country regional towns actually have wonderful studio businesses that need support. And so a lot of my clients are, city-based ranging through to regional, but we've seen some amazing results across the board, which is exciting. I've got now regional studio owners that are providing their students with professional work in film, television, approaching the local radio station and saying, hey, we can provide paid voiceover artists for local talent that would otherwise not have anywhere to go. I think that's really beautiful. And the fact that we can also bring that sort of, that city business energy, I suppose, to the regional towns is pretty exciting as well.
Josephine, it's awesome stuff when you start to break it down like that. I wish your energy was around when I was in my early days of acting and performing, because it's like, yeah, you can do it, rather than all the have a plan B, oh, he's going to be an actor.
No plan B.
Just to finish for me, how can your creative methods benefit various educational and business contexts, not just the performing arts?
Yes, so I do believe that the performing arts does provide, a beautiful confidence in life. I have facilitated workshops, and I speak also at corporate events in relation to lots of areas that come from my performing arts experience but aren't necessarily performing arts related. So for example, resilience. I'm a speaker on resilience, and I think that a lot of that comes from the arts. Rejection being one of the key factors. So learning how to overcome that, but bringing that into a corporate space. So that's one of the areas that I teach. But also how to become number one in your local area. This is the tools that you need to, get through such a busy marketplace when it comes to activities for young people, I can bring through to any business model. So I also have coached creative businesses. I've worked in corporate. I've spoken at various events. And really, how do you cut through and market yourself to be number one in your local area? So that is one of the key areas.
Before I let you go, because we've been having such a wonderful conversation, if people want to find out more, connect with you and maybe get your services, where's the best place to go?
Head to josephinelancuba.com, or you can find me on Instagram. I'm very playful on Instagram, and we definitely do see some purple pom-poms from time to time. So, come and say hello and send me a DM. I'm all about conversation and connection. So yeah, let's have a chat.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me, keeping me company and telling us all about what you're up to. It's wonderful.
Bye. Thank you.
Well, I hope you've learned something from my guests for today. Thank you for keeping me company. That's the program for now. And for more, head to tickernews.co for breaking news coming to you from right around the world. I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Be well.